Okay, so here's another little tip on antique radios. I'm getting this chassis cleaned up here, but in order to get it cleaned up in some spots, I had to take the tuning capacitors off. I have it off right here. I needed to do that anyway because number one, two of these studs were broke off, and I've got them JB welding right now. It's drying. This one was fine, but I went ahead and put a little bit of, this one right here was fine, but I went ahead and put a little bit of JB Weld on it anyway to try to stabilize it. They break off really, really easy. So I had to do that. And then the grommets that those studs went through to hold to the chassis, they were rubber at one time, but now they're just crystallized and they just crumble. So I put new grommets on here. Now, in some designs, let me pull up the schematic here for this. In some designs, this capacitor gang doesn't go to the chassis. But in this one, as you can see right here, it actually does. Okay. And so I don't know why they had the grommets there, because this wire right here came up, and I've got to reconnect it, but came up to the frame of this capacitor frame and connected on the other side to ground to the chassis. Okay, so the rubber grommets were not there for isolation or insulation or anything like that, which in some radio designs that is absolutely the case. And if you do not put something like this back in here, you will have some problems with your radio. It may not even tune properly. But I went ahead and put these back in here, some replacement grommets, because it's the way these studs are, it's not going to make up tight enough right up against the chassis, number one. And I think it just adds a little bit of maybe some vibration dampening or something like that, because you are going to be tuning on this, and there's going to be some movement and stuff here on this capacitor, tuning capacitor. So anyway, just another tip you need to look out for. Make sure on some radio designs that these absolutely have to go in there, and then you might just want to put them in there anyway regardless. And then these studs on the actual capacitor tuning capacitor assembly itself, like I said, one was already broke off, and I broke the other one off when I was trying to get it out, and luckily this one stayed on. But they come off really, really easy. So hopefully this JB Weld works, and we'll get this thing back up in here, and after I get it all cleaned off, and I'll complete the rest of the restoration. So this is just one more tip on the antique radio repair. Burger